Welcome to Ask a Lawyer with attorney Joey Franks at the Franks Law Firm in Ridgeland, Mississippi. Each week, Joey answers your questions about the law and how it affects you.
Joey, what's the most an injured worker can be paid for a work-related injury?
The most the law allows an individual to be compensated for their lost wages is $219,168. That's for a 2018 injury, which is a bump up from 2017. And that $219,000 is figured on 450 weeks at $487.04 a week. Last year, if you were hurt in 2017, for example, you would be looking at about $474 a week. And that's the absolute maximum that you will be paid for your lost wages.
Okay, well, let me ask this. Are there any other benefits a worker can obtain?
Absolutely. There's a couple of different types of benefits. You can get medical benefits, and what that is they should be paying for your medical cost. Now, they only pay what the Mississippi Workers' Compensation fee schedule allows, but they do pay for your medical benefits, and all of it related to your injury should be covered. They also pay your mileage, and again, for 2018, it's 54.5 cents a mile. That's to your doctor's office, back to your house, if you have to run go get your prescriptions, and back to your house. Anytime you have to drive somewhere relating to your injury, then you should get paid your mileage, and that should be submitted pretty regularly so that it stays current. Some individuals like to wait off and have this one big check. I do not advise people to do that. I advise them to go ahead and get that in pretty quickly. Also, they should be paying temporary total disability benefits. Now, I mentioned $219,000 earlier. Temporary total disability benefits can count towards that $219,000, but what that means is while you're unable to work, they should be paying you a weekly or biweekly check while you're unable to work until the doctor says either you can go back to work with these restrictions or you're permanently and totally disabled. And that's when we go and we try getting a lump sum for an individual.
Okay, so are there any limits to the medical benefits for a work-related injury?
Yes and no. As I mentioned before, there's the fee schedule that applies that it puts a cost allowance on a certain procedure. And that's where the benefits stop as far as that. But you should never receive a bill. You should never receive any kind of medical bills. You should never receive any kind of doctor's bills. You should never get any kind of imaging bills for an X-ray or an MRI or something like that. That is all covered under the fee schedule. And for an admitted workers' compensation claim, it's the employer and carrier's job to pay those medicals. And it doesn't matter how severe your injury is. There's not a cap on it. Like that $219,000, that's the most they will ever pay for your lost wages. The most. However, on the medical side, there is no cap. It might cost them millions of dollars in some accidents to pay for the medical treatment individual needs, but there is no cap on that.
What do I do if the insurance company is not paying my medical bills?
If an insurance company is not paying your medical bills, you need to call a lawyer immediately. Litigation is never quick, and it takes about 23 days to get a workers' compensation case really going. So what you need to do is get an attorney, because that's the only way to go make them pay the medical bills usually. You don't know the process that you have to go through as far as compelling them to pay the medical bills. A lawyer will know exactly what needs to be done and will set it in motion promptly.
What do I do if the insurance company isn't paying my wages?
Again, you need to go hire a lawyer, because if they're not paying your wages, they have to have an arguable good faith basis for not paying those wages. And an attorney will go and cipher through everything and find out what information is needed or lacking for them to pay those wages, and will go and obtain that, or they will go and just obtain it if it's already there and give it to the insurance company. Alternatively, if the insurance company still won't pay, an attorney will go and file a motion and will compel them to pay.
Thanks for listening to Ask a Lawyer with attorney Joey Franks at the Franks Law Firm in Ridgeland, Mississippi. Call attorney Franks at 601-773-7777. His website is thefrankslawfirm.com.